What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Kaike. I'm back with another one. So today we're going to be looking at the potential Super Warrior Extreme team. Well, we're not looking at it, but we're going to be looking at some predictions of how I think it's going to turn out in the meta, and just kind of give my thoughts on how I feel about a potential Super Warrior slash Z Fighter team coming into Legends, because that's obviously what it seems like they were hinting at. But I could be wrong, but chances are, that I am right. That the community has been guessing this as well. So last year, if you guys didn't know, I'll pull up Spider's Twitter because he's always posting this stuff, right? So shout out to Spider too. He's always posting. He's like an encyclopedia for Legends content, bro. He's just always posting good info. So right. So last year they had an event like this. They had this event where it's called Sizzling Summer Boot Camp, where you can get a full extreme team. They let you farm up all these extremes up to 3-star, the full Genyu squad up to 3-star, and later on they will become summonable. They'll be into the general pool of all banners after you're able to get them to 3-star for free for just grinding. They said that Legends said that they were going to do another event like this year. Yeah, so obviously we're guessing that it's going to be another team theme, and going off of the quote that they left behind where they said oh gosh, I'm all over the place. Let me see. Go to news. Sorry. I really should have had this pull up. Pulled up. If you go to the newsletter here, and you go all the way to the bottom, forget all this, right? If you go all the way to the bottom, it says the quote that they left here is, "Who will rise to task to defend Earth?" Now we all know once they said Earth, that limited down the options. You just gotta think of Earth, and you gotta think of teams, right? And the only team that we really know that's like officially considered like a team for Earth, like, is the Z Fighters or Super Warriors by Legend standards, right? So now you guys got a quick understanding how that works. Yeah, let's just take a look at the actual tag. Now, the big difference between the Game Force last year and in Super Warrior, if Super Warrior is the team that they decide to let us have as free extremes, is that Frieza Force slash Game Force, because all the Game Force characters fall under Frieza Force. They had a lot of support characters outside of the Game Force characters. I think that helped them a lot and to be a lot viable in the meta. Like Golden Frieza that just came out, you can sub him for a green option instead of Guldo if you didn't want to use him. They had this. Oh no, this guy wasn't out at the time. They had Full Power Frieza who had just came out as well. So you could sub him for Birder if you wanted to. Birder was pretty good. You didn't have to sub him, but you could. So like I said, they had a lot of buffers, man, and there was a lot of overlap between Ginyu Force, LOE, and Frieza Force of itself. So they had a lot of good buffers outside, just Ginyu Force. So I think that really helped the Ginyu Force team to actually be pretty viable. Now, this time, the meta is a lot different, and obviously, they're going to have to make them really, really good to make the meta viable. Also, because they don't, Super Warrior slash Z Fighters does not have any support outside of these two. It's like this Yamcha, baseball Yamcha, come on, and this guy, like, they have no support. So they are going to, if they decide they are going to make this team the team that they're giving us for free as it streams, they are going to have to make this team so good. They're going to have to make them top tier, and they're going to have to give them top tier Z abilities, in my personal opinions, just to make them viable. So obviously, if you can see here, Z Warriors consist of Chaozu, Tien, some variants of Piccolo, Yamcha, and Krillin, right? So that's pretty much what it is there. So I find that to be really crazy that we actually get in this team, and I'm actually pretty excited for this just because I've been saying that, bro, Legends, we need to get into a spot to where we're introducing more teams into the meta, and not just like bum rushing the same team at once. I'm talking about just like having it to where there's a lot more diversity in the meta. I get tired of seeing the same teams all the time, and I know because some of these teams get ran just because they have hype characters on them, but it's like, bro, it's like, bro, I don't know, bro. I want to see some more diversity going into year two of it. After year two of the anniversary, I want to see more diversity. So does that. So, yeah. So I guess we can take a look at some of the potential characters. Like Krillin. This guy, if he gets a Zenkai and they give him a Super Warrior Z ability, that would be actually pretty solid. That'd be pretty sweet. He'd probably be pretty okay. He actually got a buff before. So I'm not really sure if that will actually happen. He's still not really all that good for this meta. He's designed to only work with a Goku. So there's that. So, do they have any Goku variants? Because I know certain variants of Goku, and I think in Dokkan is considered like Z Warriors, right? I wonder if what version of Goku they would consider that for Legends, right? I mean, well, Super Warrior, whatever. So, there's that. So you also have this Piccolo, who I think will be a solid option if he gets a buff. Like this team, they would need a lot of work, man. They really would. But if they make the top tier, like they can give us a Tien where he lost his arm and he was using a tri-beam with one hand. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty dope. What else? It's a lot they could do with this team. It's a lot of potential they could do with this team. It kind of depends on what variant of Super Warrior that they're going to be doing as well. Like if they're doing, let's say, the Android Saga variant. I think they consider this Piccolo from the Cell Saga though. But if they're doing the Android / Cell Saga variant to the Super Warriors, no, they can do something a little different. They didn't really do as much doing that saga, so I feel like the Saiyan Saga version of the Super Warriors will honestly be the way to go. I've been hearing some people also talk about the Dragon Ball variants of the Super Warriors, but I don't think there's enough there as far as Piccolo and stuff not being on the Super Warriors at the time for them to actually make a full squad with that. So yeah, not really a long video. I didn't want this video to be too long. I was just kind of just giving my thoughts on some of this stuff and just giving my thoughts how I feel about the potential Super Warrior team coming into the game / Z Warriors, whatever you want to call them. I think it's really cool, man. And not just that I particularly just care so much for a lot of these characters. Not trying to throw shade on them. They're like Piccolo's cool. Kick Piccolo, he does a thing. Yamcha is just, we all know Yamcha's just a troll at this point. Krillin do his thing. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's just the overall fact that I'm more hyped for the diversity. I want to see more team diversity coming into this year of Legends. I really do, bro. Honestly, it's one thing that I'm really hoping on that the game tries to improve on. And yeah, it's gonna be really hyped to see this. So it's your boy Kai Kid. Go let's go for more content. Join my Discord. Follow me on Twitter. And yeah, I'm out.